They're still unable to welcome those excited guests for today, at least. North Bureau Chief Eric Wilkinson is at Stevens Pass and has the latest.
Some of the lifts are operating today, but only because they're being run by generators and only the ski patrol is allowed to use them. They're up on the mountain doing avalanche work right now after the latest in a series of unfortunate events. It was a day so many were looking forward to. Feet of fresh powder at Stevens Pass, and now no way to get to it.
I mean, we're pretty excited because this is looking like the best day of the year so far.
A social media post early this morning alerted skiers that a power outage had shut down the slopes. And while power was expected back on by 6 p.m., the resort would be closed for the entire day. Also, cell service was widely disrupted.
Super disappointed. Super duper disappointed, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crushing.
This is the third run of bad luck for Stevens Pass this season. The resort wanted to open on December 15th, but a series of warm atmospheric rivers melted those hopes. Then the collapse of part of Highway 2 shut down access for days. And just as things were looking up, a power outage shuts the ski resort down.
I dreamed of taking laps all over the mountain, but that ended at about 8 a.m.
Right now, workers up here tell me they are confident they'll be able to open on Thursday, but be sure to check the Stevens Pass website and Instagram. At Stevens Pass, Eric Wilkinson, King 5 News.
We are hoping the end of the season goes better. Well, Snowqualami Pass has also been seeing heavy snow with totals there around a foot in the last day. The last mountain at the summit at Snowqualami Pass, Alpental, is now open to skiers. So King 5's Drew Andre went there this morning to check out the start of the final stretch there.
Well, we continue to get more fresh powder out here, and it has been an active morning at Alpental. Before the sun even came up, there was avalanche control. Crews were out here getting things all set, and before the lifts even opened up, there was a line getting ready to go. So here's the plan out here. The lower mountain is what opens first, and then the plan is to open additional lifts and terrain as more is cleared. Skiers have been out at the summit since Christmas week. That's when Summit West opened up, and this feels like it's been a long wait to get here, and it is. Last season, for example, Alpental opened on Christmas Day. So as all this snow started to really come down yesterday, the eastbound lanes closed west of the summit. That was late afternoon time. There were multiple spinouts and crashes just like this, and it closed for 2+ hours. However, today things have been looking a little more smooth even despite the snow. There's also a new lift that opened up today here. It's called the Edelweiss Triple Chair. For the first time, that will open back up, as we've had a lot of excited skiers that have been waiting a long time for this moment. Reporting from Snowqualami Pass, Drew Andre, King 5 News.
All right, so now we just need everything to cooperate and so we can go enjoy the snow in the mountains. Yeah, 1 to 2 feet of snow have been our totals for the last day or so. We do have a little more on the way, but yesterday was certainly our more wet day. It brought higher rain totals in the lowlands. It brought higher snow totals in the mountains. However, we are still in first alert weather mode because we're looking at the potential for those snow levels to decrease, getting closer to the lowlands. I'm not calling it sea level. We're not looking at snow in the Seattle metro area and a lot of our metro areas actually, but we are going to see those snow levels dropping into tonight, so we could at least see some wet snowflakes flying. So that's why we are in first alert weather mode. And I want to say that we are seeing improvement already to our snowpack. We did this yesterday, and I showed you the map of where our snow water equivalent is for the year, percentage of normal, and we were seeing a lot of areas below 50% or around 50%. And I want to show you the map for what we're seeing now. It is much improved. So I'm going to take you to my computer screen. I'm going to show you this map, and then we're also going to click around a little bit, and we'll take some live looks from our past cameras around the region. So this is my computer right here. You can see, look at all that orange. Okay, not great. We're still in the 50 to 60% 50% of normal range for that snow water equivalent. However, this is better than 24 hours ago. We had a lot of red, especially for those central and south Cascades. So we are seeing improvement this week. This week is a great week for the snowpack. So that is a huge thing that we are keeping an eye on. All right, now I'm going to click into the summit at Snowqualami. Let's take a look at some of their cameras right now. You can see here at the base, a lot of people are out there enjoying the snow. Oh my goodness, people are coming in hot. We got a snowboarder there. Slow down, bro. No, just kidding. But we definitely are seeing people enjoying Snowqualami Pass. Obviously, Stevens Pass, as you just heard Eric say, they are seeing that power outage. So actually on their website, I can't see their snow stake. I can't see their core yard. But actually, this one I do believe is live because I'm seeing it actively snowing there. And I was watching this one a moment ago, and I could see someone hiking up the mountain to ski down. So that to me says, yep, okay, power outage, the mountain is closed right now. So that's Stevens Pass. We are going to take you to Crystal Mountain right now. This snow stake, I've been watching this one as well. The snow stake at Crystal actually gets cleared off just before 4 p.m. So this will probably get cleared in the next 10-15 minutes. And you can see that the 24-hour snow totals at this point, we're at about 14 inches. So Crystal Mountain, great, more than a foot of snow in the last day. So that is an amazing thing to see there for Crystal. If we scroll down, we can see Gold Hills right here. This is at about 5,000 feet. It looks pretty mellow there. Here's another look from the Northway lift camera. We see that snow blanketing the mountains. So absolutely great to see there. I may check back in on this one. I always get excited when I can catch them clearing the snow stake live. So we'll check that back in a moment. But let's take you to Mount Rainier right now. This is the Paradise Visitor Center. And yes, the Visitor Center is just getting covered in snow there. Gosh, it feels like just a couple weeks ago we were showing you this and it was a barren parking lot. At this point, you can't even see the parking lot. We have lots of snow there. And Leavenworth, of course, this is a fun one to check as well. When I showed you this 24 hours ago, we could see the snow actively falling. We're seeing a little bit of a break in the moisture right now, the precipitation. So not watching the snow necessarily actively falling, but you can see the remnants there on the roadways. I am watching, look at the little hill in the plaza there. We could see some sledders yesterday skirting down that hill. It was nice to see, but it looks a little more muddy at this point. So a little bit of snow there. I would estimate a couple inches of snow there, melting off a little bit during the day, but we're not done with our snow chances yet, so we will keep an eye on that. And just for fun, let's check Crystal and see if they've cleared it yet. Okay. All right, we'll check back there in a moment. But that's the mountains. So the mountains have been tapping into the snow in the last day or so. We're going to shift our focus now to definitely the foothills and maybe even lower than that. We have lowering snow levels into our overnight hours tonight. The thing that we're lacking is the widespread precipitation, and temperatures are kind of right around freezing. So that is going to hinder any accumulating snow for any lower elevations. But I do want to quickly show you what our satellite and radar imagery is looking like as of right now. So this is showing you that we have that little bit of a break. When we were looking at our mountains, we didn't see a ton of precipitation, a ton of snow there. Yeah, you can see a lot of the moisture right now is along the coast and actually down to the south as well. We're seeing some spotty showers. Looks like our South Cascades are tapping into the snow as of right now. But up to the north, it's a little more dry with the exception of the north coast. But Whatcom, Skagit, Snohomish, Island, San Juan, all those counties are relatively dry right now. That being said, we're going to see another push for moisture overnight tonight. We are going to keep snow falling over the Cascades and then into tomorrow morning. That is when we're going to see our best chance at snow for lower elevations. Yes, not saying sea level, but 500 feet or so, you could tap into a little bit of wet snow. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I will track that timing of the potential for lower level snow, and we'll do that when we come back.
New data about safety and effectiveness can come to light. The FDA keeps track of that new data, which can come from patients, drug makers, or healthcare professionals, and may include information about negative reactions to prescriptions. Based on this information, the FDA may recommend that the drug maker update the drug labeling by adding warnings or updated dosage information. Changes could also include the FDA requesting a drug recall, Find the answers at fda.gov/drugs.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I am King 5 meteorologist Leah Pezzetti. It is Wednesday, January 7th. We are once again going into first alert weather mode because of the continuation of mountain snow, but also snow levels that are going to be decreasing. I don't necessarily think this will have big impacts on people. I don't expect any, roads to become too slushy in our lower elevations. Rich Marriott calls this lovingly a psychological first alert weather day, and I think that's exactly what it is anytime we see snow in the lower elevations, of course, that's something everybody's talking about, focused on, gets excited about. I don't think this would be snow that would necessarily impact anyone's day, but hey, anytime we get some snow in lower elevations, it's reason to pay attention. So with that, let us get to the track and the best time frame that we have the best chance of the lower level snow. So these are our headlines that we are keeping an eye on for you today. We do have first alert weather mode starting pretty much right now. We kind of jumped the gun a little bit, but technically 4 p.m. today, and we'll continue this through our morning hours tomorrow. So it's really less than 24 hours that we're watching this potential. It's overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. We're keeping snow levels around 1,000 feet, but below that we could see a little bit of a rain snow mix, kind of a wet snow, and it could be slippery out there. The highest chance for this is going to be east of I-5, so away from the water, and then also for our northern counties as well. You have the best chance for that wet snow to fall. So I showed you this a moment ago, but I'm going to show you again. We have some precipitation over the coast right now and down south, but a good chunk of the region is actually in a little bit of a lull right now. But those showers that are south will rotate through, and we actually will kick a few more showers in kind of widespread. Everybody has a chance for more precipitation. But one of the key factors and key elements in our snow potential is temperature, right? Of course, 32 degrees is the freezing threshold. You can see our current temperatures right now. We do have 30s out there. Mount Vernon, Everett at 39. Olympia is actually at 38 degrees right now. But that's just simply too warm for that snow to fall and stick, especially. You may see snowflakes falling, but it's the sticking and accumulating that it varies so greatly depending on what our temperatures are doing and what we're doing at the surface. That being said, we are still going to keep an eye on mountain snow. So we do still have this winter storm warning in place for the Cascades through tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. Like I said earlier, though, the widespread precipitation, that the higher accumulations was yesterday. Today, we're looking at about half the accumulations that we picked up yesterday. But yesterday, we did see 6 to 12 inches of snow for the mountains. So we're looking at, I would say, 4 to 8 or 10 inches of snow today, and then a little bit more tomorrow. That does total us around 2 to 3 feet of snow. I think 4 is a little ambitious, but we do have that accumulating snow this week. So today we're keeping snow levels around 1,500 feet, and then into tomorrow we're going to drop those snow levels down to about 1,000 feet, with some isolated areas getting potentially even lower than that. So let's track that. This is this afternoon. 6:30 p.m. what you're seeing here, we have those showers that are rotating through, mostly light in nature, but you could see some brief periods of more moderate rainfall. But at this point, temperatures will still be in the upper 30s, low 40s, so we're not looking at snow potential at all. Then into tonight, 9 p.m. here, look up around Whatcom and Skagit County. We are showing model indicated potential for some wet snow to fall, but at this point, it'll still be too warm out. I don't think anything will stick, but you could start to see some wet flurries as early as late tonight. Now we get into tomorrow morning. This is 5:30 a.m. what you're seeing here, and I want you to look at, once again, Skagit and Whatcom counties, and then also Snohomish County as well. We have that convergence zone that sets up, and that keeps the precipitation focused around the Everett area, and with those lowering snow levels and with those colder temperatures, we could see some wet flurries flying. So best chance looks like our northern communities, and best chance looks like tomorrow morning. Once again, this is 5:30 a.m. and if I kind of scrub a little bit, you can see this is 4 a.m. We get into 5 a.m. We get into 6 a.m. So it kind of continues in that pattern. Looks like Snohomish County actually could see a good amount of precipitation due to the convergence zone, and same thing with those lowering snow levels, it could be snow. Then we take a step forward into 10 a.m. and I'm seeing it around Snohomish County and into Skagit counties. But same thing, at 10 a.m., our temperatures are going to be warming up. We'll have said goodbye to our lows for the day, so I don't think anything will stick because it'll be a few degrees above freezing. That being said, you could see some wet snow falling, and also, of course, snow likes to stick to those grassy surfaces easier than roadways. So while we may not have issues on the roadways, you could see some snow over our grassy surfaces, trees, the likes of that. Then we get into Thursday evening. Still holding on to a little precipitation. We'll still see some fresh snow over the mountains, but we're kind of saying goodbye, and we're gonna get another brief lull in the active weather. So this is our expected temperatures for Thursday morning. We're not looking at many areas below freezing, if any. So that is kind of the deal breaker in that accumulating snow. We're just above freezing. So it doesn't look like we have a great chance at seeing any sticking snow, but you know, Everett is not far off from freezing, 34 degrees, head a little bit east, it's a little bit colder. We could see areas around these regions, around Bellingham, around Mount Vernon, around Everett, that are seeing that snow. So if you have any elevation, a couple hundred feet of elevation, I would get the cameras ready and be ready for some snow potential early tomorrow morning. But you have to wake up early for it. So once again, Snowqualami Pass, you're staying below freezing all night. The mountains, you will tap into that snow for sure. Same thing for Stevens Pass, into the 20s. We have that precipitation. We'll see nice snow for the mountains into our overnight hours. But this is the next 12 hours for Bellingham. You can see we stay in the metro area. We stay warmer. We don't cool down into the 30s until our early morning hours. So I don't expect us to cool too close to freezing. Same thing, Olympia, you're looking at warm temperatures around 40 degrees. So really not a high chance at all around the south. Our best chance is definitely going to be those northern areas. And if we take a look at Everett's breakdown of tomorrow, same thing, we're going to see temperatures staying in the 40s through our overnight hours, but then in the morning, we'll see those temperatures that are closer to freezing. So all that to say though, if you do see any snow, we want to see what you are seeing. This is our text line. Please save it, 206-448-4545. Send us your photos, your videos. We like photos. They tend to send a little more better quality in our system. So use that phone number, please, 206-448-4545. Save it in your phone. You can always use that line during any weather event, but we especially want to see it in the next 24 hours because you all are our best eyes and ears around the community. So we want to see what you are seeing. If you see any flurries flying, if you see anything sticking, please take those photos, send them in. We want to see what you are seeing in your neighborhood. Okay, we are going to take one more quick break, and when we come back, we're also going to take a check of our wind potential. That's another thing it feels like we're constantly talking about windy conditions, and we're going to continue to do it into tonight. I'll show you who will see gusty conditions tonight, straight ahead.
New data about safety and effectiveness can come to light. The FDA keeps track of that new data, which can come from patients, drug makers, or healthcare professionals, and may include information about negative reactions to prescriptions. Based on this information, the FDA may recommend that the drug maker update the drug labeling by adding warnings or updated dosage information. Changes could also include the FDA requesting a drug recall. Find the answers at fda.gov/drugs.
All right, y'all, nerd out with me for a moment. I told you that Crystal Mountain clears their snow stake right before 4 p.m. They just did it during the break. We missed it, but I want to show you again. I showed you this just a couple minutes ago, and they had close to 14 inches of snow. I just watched a person walk up and clear the snow stake. So now we're back to zero. But yes, 24-hour snow totals at Crystal Mountain, 14 inches. Great news there. So I will continue to sit and watch the snow stake. I don't know about all of you, but it is a really entertaining thing to do and kind of nerd out a little bit. Okay, but thank you for sticking with us. I'm meteorologist Leah Pezzetti. We're in first alert weather mode once again because of lowering snow level potential. I just walked you through the timing. Our best chance is going to be early tomorrow morning when we're at our lowest temperature of the day. Temperatures still are staying just above freezing, but we could see some areas seeing a wet snow mix. I don't expect it to stick long, and if anything does stick, it will melt very quickly because we're going to see temperatures back into the 40s for tomorrow. So I wanted to talk about a couple more things quickly. One of the things we're keeping an eye on is wind. So that's something we've been watching. Gosh, it feels like the last couple of storms, there's always that wind that kicks up, and we've seen these impacts with power outages and downed trees across the region. So as we head into tonight, we're going to see wind picking up again. It looks like along the coast is where we're going to see some of our gustiest conditions. This is tonight at 10 p.m. Coastal communities in that 30 to 40 mile per hour gust range. So get ready for that. Choppy water comes alongside that as well. Into our overnight and early morning hours, we'll shift a lot of that wind off onto the eastern slopes of the Cascades and the passes as well. Stevens Pass looking at gusts around 25 miles per hour. And then over around Wenatchee, we're looking at gusts around 30 miles per hour. White Pass as well. So it will be blustery into our early morning hours. It'll stay a little bit breezy during the day tomorrow, but we'll actually see things calming down into the afternoon, especially for western Washington. But look at tomorrow evening and on the eastern slopes of the Cascades. Leavenworth, 43 mile per hour gust expected there in the evening. So 30, 35, 40, even close to 45 mile per hour gusts can't be ruled out. So it will still be blustery for some areas tomorrow. The precipitation is tapering off though. So as we take a look at the next really 24 hours, we're really not looking at a lot more rain. The best chance for that precipitation is going to be farther to the north around that convergence zone, where we could see a couple tenths of an inch of rain for those areas that are expecting rain. But most of us, no more than 1 to 2 tenths of an additional rain on top of what we've seen so far in the next 24 hours. And for those snow totals, like I said, yesterday was great. The last 24, 36 hours, we've seen 1 to 2 feet of snow. Stevens Pass saw close to 2 feet of snow because that convergence zone just shot that precipitation straight for Stevens Pass. And that's where we're going to see the same thing into the next 24 hours. Another 4, 6, maybe 8 or 10 inches for the highest elevations and Stevens Pass for the next day. So mountain snow, still a little bit more to go, but we have really been capitalizing already. Let's talk temperatures into our afternoon tomorrow. We'll see highs into the 40s, low to mid 40s. So like I said, the best chance for any lower elevation snow is going to be in the morning when we have our coldest temperatures of the day. This is what we're expecting tomorrow morning. We're right around freezing, but just above freezing. So that is going to hinder any snow sticking in the lowlands. But as I mentioned, we do have the potential for some of that lower elevation snow. This is 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, that convergence zone around Everett and then eastward, kind of Highway 2 and northward. You could see a little bit of snow. This could be Snohomish, this could be Monroe, this could be definitely Sultan, Gold Bar. When you get that far east, you'll likely see that accumulating snow into our early morning hours. So that's what you're waking up to tomorrow morning. Into our later morning hours, models are still showing a little bit of snow trying to fall, especially around Snohomish County and into Skagit County, but at that point it's just too warm, so I don't expect anything to stick. But everybody, mountains to the lowlands, send us your photos, 206-448-4545. Please be sure to include who took it, where, when, conditions, what you saw. We love seeing what you are seeing in your neck of the woods. And like I said, yes, we are first alert through tonight and into tomorrow morning because of this potential for the lower elevation snow. However, I don't expect this to have big impacts on anyone's day. This is just a cool thing to see. We always love any opportunity to see snow, especially when it doesn't have high impact on us. And of course, our mountains need this snow. So we love building our snowpack after such a delayed start to the season.